Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshur Umilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gaudave Gauda Chandraya Radhikaya Tadayame Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tada Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Iti Namane. For my heartfelt obeisances to millions of times to my beloved Srila Gurudeva, to my beloved Srila Prabhupada, to Paramdev, Srila Bhakti-Pragan Kesha Gosvami Maharaja, and to entire Guru Vargya, and to all the esteemed and exalted Vaishnavas in this assembly and all over the planet. And to these two Vaishnavas here, who are
we love Narayana, we love her interventions. Don't worry, it's beautiful. Yeah. Just let the chaos ensue. It's fantastic.
Yes.
That's how
she wants to come in front of the camera and stick a tongue out. That's no problem.
Yeah. Well, they are my most esteemed treasure and the manifestation of Srila Gurudeva's mercies. So actually, all if any blame is to be placed, all blame is to be placed on Jayashree and to Nimai Chaitanya Das, because they're the ones who have smuggled me in through the back door, so to speak, into this and all assemblies with Vaishnavas, because I am wholly unqualified and the rascal of all rascals. What can I say? I always go back to the gift and the wealth of Srila Gurudeva's devotees and my association with them, because I did not have the great fortune to meet Srila Gurudeva when he was exhibiting his manifest embodied pastimes on the planet. I was coming in to the orbit of our Sangha here in the Massachusetts in the USA, right around when Gurudeva was starting to conclude his manifest pastimes. And I really had no conception of or capacity to really understand what that Leela was to Jayashree and to Nimai when it was happening. I was very much in a Mayavad conception, very much into Taoism.
It's okay. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm just ignoring the fact that she's putting her hands.
She's ransacking. But it was all through the mercy, what Jayashree was saying, that Gurudev takes us, and what all the devotees say, Gurudev takes us and he puts us into service, and he has a higher vision and a higher plan for us, and he gives us, he, like Pranavalva was saying so beautifully, he sees us as the rose that is yet to blossom, but he knows exactly what we need to blossom. So he took me, and knowing that I, was a musician and had an ego around that, and he put me into kirtan, and he captured me through, wonderfully, exquisitely executed plan to not only put me in service of kirtan, but then to attract me through association with Jayashree into marriage, which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in the Jaiva Dharma, most of us are qualified for Grihastha Ashram is the safest, right? I believe he said 90% of us need Grihastha Ashram in order to be under shelter and to start to sublimate some of our material-based desires and to have those directed towards a higher service. So he took me in that way and gave me just the greatest fortune of association of, it was 2012 that Jayashree and I started to embark on our path of coupleship, and we were able to host Kishori Mohan and Sue Devi for a week. They stayed with us, and that was like the deep dive into this sweetness, this inexhaustible sweetness of Srila Gurudeva and his teachings, and the depth of wisdom and maturity around, for me, someone who had not taken shelter of a guru, and receiving instruction about how to approach that. And it was a teaching that really started with the recognition of sovereignty of the soul, and that the soul and what it is to take shelter of a guru and to offer one's soul. What to speak of, do I even know what that means to offer? But it's something that's so important, so vital, so special. And at that time when Srila Gurudeva had just left, and as Jaishree was saying, and Nima was saying, that the Sangha was sort of going into the separation mood and dispersal, I was being given instruction to wait, to observe, to take shelter of Gurudeva's devotees, and to become matured in that process. And I got that instruction from so many Yashodanandan, including on this call, from Brajanath Prabhu, from Ashram Maharaj, from Srimad Bhagavat Maharaj, from Srimad Saja Maharaj, but Madhav Maharaj, and then Srimati Shamarani. She actually came right after Kishore Mohan and Sudevi came that summer, and she stayed also with us and did a Massachusetts tour for about a week. And she gave me my name, and she gave me, she calls it pre-initiation, although I think it carries a lot more weight than that. But she gave me instruction on chanting. She gave me my name, Kalanidhi, which comes from the Ujjval Nilamani, and it's a name for Krishna in the Rasa Leela. Krishna is Kalanidhi, which means she described him, Srimati Shamarani described it as, he's like the master he's the owner of the instrument shop. He owns all the instruments, but it's Srimati Radharani who is Kalavati, and she's the master player. And so she comes in and picks up the veena, and she plays all the notes, and then she plays the fifth above the highest note, and she sings in harmony with it and just completely blows Krishna away and captivates him, which was such a deep teaching for me as a musician with my ego, which is that, I may have some capacity to play, but it's the names that I attempt to serve with whatever music I can produce that are the star of the show and are the center point. And so that's a forever meditation for me in that kirtan process, that we are not meant to be stars. We're not meant to be the center of attention. We're meant to serve, and we're to serve the name. So what else can I offer to Srila Gurudev? Maybe I'll say one more thing, because hearing the stories and the secrets are so precious, and it's so good, it's said, to do that in the company of Vaishnavas. So I'll share one secret that really never gets shared, which is that even though I never met Srila Gurudev, I have a very close connection with him, and with Param Gurudev as well. And when Jaishree and I, we lead retreats, as Jaishree was encouraged to do by Brajanath Prabhu through Gurudev, because we're both yoga teachers. And so we're encouraged to bring our yoga students to Vrindavan. It's always a little bit of a shock, they know us as, in the yoga asana way, and it's a much different culture here in the US, and it's kind of new agey, and all this, stuff kind of floats around in the same space. But they recognize something, and then they decide to come to Vrindavan or come to Mayapur with us. And it's always beautiful transformation, but there's always this little, it's going to be quite a shock to come and to come in contact with that. But we came to Mayapur to lead our last retreat in 2017. And after we led, and we stayed at Sri Keshevji Gaudiya Mat, we had beautiful final darshan with Srila Bharati Maharaj. And then we were inspired to go to Kerala, south. And it's funny hearing Jaishree tell this, because we're always, and especially her, she's like pedal to the metal. Like, when we go to India, we're always in Vrindavan. We're always going to see, to maximize our time there. And that's Srila Gurudev's mission very much too, to go wholeheartedly in and capitalize on this opportunity that we have in the wake of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, which is the most auspicious and rare moment cosmically to be born ever on this planet, on this middle planet. But this time we wanted to go south to Kerala to take a little vacation. And we were with Tridani Maharaj, and he was leading us on a little parikram, and he tried to talk us out of it and tried to tell us to go to Vrindavan. But something in us said that we needed to go south to Kerala, so we did.
We also had the flu and we were sick.
Yeah, massive purification. And while we were there, we were just taking Ayurvedic massages every day, reading Bhagavad Gita. And it was the only truly mystical experience that I've had. One morning getting up, and we had just come from Sri Keshavji Gaudiya Math, where Gurudeva Samadhi was being constructed. It was almost finished. They were still installing the deities on the second and the third floor. But on the bottom floor where Gurudev's actual Samadhi was, it was beautiful. Anyone that's been there, if you can imagine, all around Gurudev's Samadhi, there were little rooms and displays with a full murti of the entire Guru Vargya, from Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktivedanta Raman Goswami Maharaj, and then, so on and so forth, through Srila Jagannath Babaji Maharaj. And it just instilled this beautiful connection and activated that connection to me. I've been chanting to them before, but it really just solidified it. And I was doing this connecting and prayer and offering whenever I would chant japa in the morning to Guru Vargya, and remembering going through Gurudev Samadhi. And when I got to Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, very clearly I heard in my head, have children. And I've been praying to Bhagavad Gita and just really what is my dharma? Let me execute that. Let me, make it simple for me, because I tend to make things too complex and put pressure on that. So very simply, we heard that. And then when we got home, I was doing the same thing the very morning that we got home. And all of a sudden, I got to Srila Param Gurudev, and I hear this baby crying. And I'm like, what? And so, and then I finished my chanting, and I go, and then Jayashree had, she put on this video, a YouTube video, and it was of a baby just at that moment. So,
Confirmed.
So
It was confirmed.
So that you can cut my rambling short. Vanchkalpataru Vista Kripa Sindhubiva Chapatitanam Pavinabu Vaishnavanabu Namo glories to Srila Gurudev. We humbly offer this. You want to say anything else?
No, we're going to come back and offer this song we wrote some time ago called Gurudev, I Am Yours, when it's convenient for you all.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps as Yashodhari said at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, actually, you could do it now. Let me just just say a couple of things about your offering before you sing your song. And I just wanted to say, actually, it's kind of a personal thing, really. I haven't had a lot of time with both of you, but the time I had with you, I seem to remember bagels being involved.
Of course they were.
Yeah, suddenly bagels came in my head. But it was just like, I really miss you guys. I really want to, what you said about, and I actually really relate to this throughout my whole time as devotee in this lifetime. This idea of why did that happen, and how Gurudev wants us to serve together as a worldwide family. One of the things I love about Zoom is we're not limited by nationality at all. I mean, we're not meant to have a national conception anyhow. But by physical necessity, we do, because that's who we associate with physically. But COVID has forced us all on Zoom, and I'm as close to you now as I am to someone, down the road in London. So it's like shifting our conception about what is possible as a worldwide Sangha. And I just want to say that deeply, I really feel like when I met you guys, the time has not been great, but the depth was very, very great of connection. And I really want to, I'm really excited for when Gurudev puts us in connection of real meaningful seva together, because I feel that from my heart. And it's beautiful. And I'm so grateful that you've made your glorification today, because you're a very wonderful, special couple. And yeah, I just feel very, very happy to know you. And I'm very excited by how the relationship of seva can unfold during this lifetime, because that's what it's about. It's all about, there's nothing, you said about Sambandha, it's all about Sambandha. Everything is Sambandha. And one of the things I think we miss as Vaishnavas, and I'm not just talking about Gurudev Sambandha, I'm talking about Vaishnavas worldwide, is we seem to somehow bifurcate or split into the relationship that we have with Radha and Krishna and Parampara, and the relationships we have with each other, as if somehow it's not integrated. The Jiva relationship is so important. It's like the measurement of where we're really at bhakti. If we chant all day, or 64 rounds or 32 rounds or 16 rounds or whatever we're doing, and then we're a mess, a car crash in our relationships with each other, then what are we doing? And Srila Bharati Maharaj, he showed through his example of seva to other Vaishnavas how important it is to exhibit whatever love we're getting from above, to exhibit that and express that through the love and seva we're doing to each other and with one another. This is what it's all about. So anyway, I'm so happy that you glorified Srila Gurudev today. Very excited about your song. And I pray somehow Gurudev manifests some seva I can do with you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
What are you doing?
We're gonna sing a song, honey.
You want to help us?
Can I help you play the guitar, Daddy?
Take a shake.
Gurudev, you are my heart. One drop of your nectar, I am changed forever. Gurudev, from dark to light, you are perfect guidance, leading me back home. Gurudev, I am yours to do what I'm able by your grace and only by your mercy. Gurudev, why am I here? Past lives, countless karma, soul bound, seeking truth. Gurudev, what can I do? Research
Chandrena Tasmai Shri Gurudeva Namaha. I need you now. Greed, lust, envy, anger beating down my door. Gurudev, please take my tears. From deep within I'm crying, knowing you are near. Gurudev, my only prayer, to serve and remember your language of love. Gurudev, I am yours.
Beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. And we got that on recording, so that's really great. I'm inspired actually to read a poem. I was thinking, why do I want to read this poem? And I was thinking, because I came across it for the first time today. This poem actually rhymes with your sentiment, in that your relationship with Gurudev, expressed through that poem, somehow connects to the relationship that Raghunath Das Goswami has with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this poem's called Gauranga Shtava Kalpa Vriksha. I'll just read the English. Whoever sees his gait and beautiful face enthusiastically spits on the grace of the most graceful elephant in rut and on the beauty of the moon. His complexion makes him resemble a splendid golden mountain, and his words come from his lips like waves of nectar. That golden limbed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rises within my heart and maddens me. As he danced before the Rath Yatra chariot, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pleased Lord Jagannath by decorating himself with the 9 jewels of the Sattvic bar of ecstasies, namely paleness, becoming stunned, stuttering, trembling, shedding tears, horripilation, laughing, perspiring, and dancing. That golden limbed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arises within my heart and maddens me. Trembling as he danced before Lord Jagannath's chariot, Lord Chaitanya staggered about in ecstasy, sprinkling everyone with water from the reddish syringes of his eyes and joyfully biting his charming lips with his teeth. That golden limbed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arises within my heart and maddens me. Sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to the house of Kashi Mishra. There he would be greatly aggrieved, feeling separation from Krishna. The joints of his transcendental body would slacken. His arms and legs would become elongated. Rolling on the ground, the Lord would cry out in distress in a faltering voice and weep very sorrowfully. The appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awakens in my heart and maddens me. How wonderful it is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left his residence without opening the 3 strongly bolted doors. Then he crossed over the 3 high walls, and later, because of strong feelings of separation from Krishna, he fell down amidst the cows of the Tailanga district and retracted all the limbs of his body like a tortoise. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared in that way, arises in my heart and maddens me. Because of separation from his many friends in Vrindavan, who were like his own life, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke like a madman. His intelligence was transformed. Day and night he rubbed his moon-like face against the walls, and blood flowed from the injuries. May that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arise in my heart, make me mad with love. Oh, my dear friend, the doorkeeper, where is Krishna, the Lord of my heart? Kindly show him to me quickly. With these words, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu addressed the doorkeeper like a madman. The doorkeeper grasped his hand and replied very hastily, "Come, see your beloved. May that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arise within my heart and thus make me mad also." Near Jagannath Puri was a great sand dune known as Chatakapavrata. Seeing that hill, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, I shall go to the land of Braj to see Govardhan Hill." Then he began running madly to it, and all the Vaishnavas ran after him. The scene awakens in my heart and maddens me. During Dola Yatra, the swing festival of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, Lord Chaitanya stayed under a charming pavilion and sweetly and jubilantly sang the holy names in the company of Swarup Damodar and his other intimate devotees. That golden limb Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arises with my heart and maddens me. Lord Chaitanya was as kind to Govinda Dasa as Lord Narayana is to Garuda. He was as devoted to Ishvara Puri as Lord Krishna was to his guru, Sandipani Muni, the best of acharyas. And he was as affectionate towards Swarup Damodar Goswami as Lord Giridhari was towards Subal. That golden limb Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arises with my heart and maddens me. Although I am a fallen soul, the lowest of men, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered me from the blazing forest fire of great material opulence by his mercy. He handed me over in great pleasure to Swarup Damodar, his personal associate. The Lord also gave me the garland of Gunja that he wore on his chest and a stone from Govardhan Hill, although they were very dear to him. That same Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awakens within my heart and makes me mad after him. This poem is like a celestial desire tree whose charming branches are its verses. Those branches appear very splendid because of the blossoming flowers of variegated expressions of ecstatic love for Lord Gauranga that grow there. If a person regularly waters this tree with lots of the water of careful and pure reading, mixed with a powerful plant food of great faith, he will certainly be able to taste that tree's heavy nectarian fruit, the personal audience of Lord Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hare Bol. So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Should I?
Thank you so much for such a wonderful program. Just want to say I really appreciate everyone that has spoken. I feel really honored, and yet again another week where I'm feeling that much more closer to Gurudev and understanding a different aspect of him. Every time I'm seeing devotees, it's like, hold on, Gurudev was like that. Hold on, Gurudev was like that, and it's just like mind-blowing. And I'm just really fortunate that I've got such a wonderful good family with me that's carrying me and bringing me closer to Srila Gurudev. It's now my duty to actually do the things that he told me to do, and that is to do my sadhan better. And I know that by doing so, and I'm every time I'm listening to this, it's being reinforced that without my sadhan, I actually won't grow in bhakti. So I'm just really grateful for everyone that is reminding me of my position and how fortunate I am. So thank you for such a wonderful, amazing program, and thank you for everyone that's joined. Please, if anyone can come and share on this Zoom program, it's just so beneficial. And I'm speaking on a selfish level. I'm not speaking for anyone else, but what you give me is just way beyond words of expressions. So thank you, and that's it from me. So my Dandavat Pranam.